And I got Goku, and I'm like, okay, I've had a Bouvier, and I've had Shepherds. This is going to be easy. And I did not realize that, one, boy Bouviers are kind of dumb.
No, it's not just boobs. That is male dogs.
I shouldn't say dumb. His goal in life is just to make me happy. All he cares about is mommy. And part of his all he cares about with mommy is nobody's allowed to touch mommy.
Yep.
Nobody's allowed to come near mommy.
Baby, when he was just a little squishy baby, but we couldn't squish him because he wasn't friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Bouviers, one of the reasons AKC has a problem with a lot of the working lines, or the American Bouvier Club doesn't like them, is because Bouviers have this reputation for being very sharp.
Yeah.
And being very mean. And again, it is not an unfair estimation of a lot of the working lines, because they are much more defensive dogs. Mm-hmm. So unlike Malinois, who were bred to herd primarily, and then there was a flock guardian who actually guarded the flock.
Yeah.
Bouviers were bred for cattle, and their name actually means herding dog from Flanders, or cow herding dog from Flanders. So they are bred. So cattle dogs always have to have a little bit more toughness to them.
Oh yeah, because cattle don't back down a lot of times. Once they're dog savvy, they don't back off.
Exactly. So you have this 90-pound dog and they're headers, so they work from the front.
Yeah.
So they work on from the front cow. They'll turn them and get that one leading the rest of the cows away. They're not really gatherers. They don't do like a lot, or they're not really drivers.
Yeah.
They work from the front of the cow, and they get that guy moving. And then if that cow does something wrong, they'll go in there and just beat the crap out of it.
Right. Where you're like,
so they got to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
And then they drafted, which was, so they moved the cows, and then they took the cheese and milk and stuff to market in their little carts. So if you've ever seen the Dog from Flanders, that movie in the book, is a Bouvier, and he's got his little wagon, he's taking the stuff. And then the third thing they did was they guarded the farm. Yeah. So it was their job to guard the farm from anything that could hurt the cattle.
So it had to be really well-rounded, but that individual,
but a little bit tougher than a little bit. They have to have more defense.
Yep.
And territorial aggression.
That's
because
fair.
The only thing that is going to go after cows in Europe are people. So you tend to have a lot more civil aggression.
That's fair.
In them.
Yep.
So training him was difficult, right? He's got a ton of prey, and he loves to play and he loves to bite. But there's always this like fine line you have to walk with. You can turn a little defense on in him, and he does really well. But if you go too far and he gets too angry, then he's dangerous.
Yeah. And that goes back into that stupid balancing act. Like you're always playing the teeter-totter.
And Mondio is a tough sport to do with Bouvier. It's not impossible. I mean, I've been successful. Other people have been successful, Valier and Pascal.
But it's not easy to begin with, and then you have your difficulties.
You throw in a dog that they love to bite, but their desire to run down and grip the suit, like Malinois do it because they want to play with the big toy.
Yeah.
And they want to play with the guy who's being all jerky and funny at the end of the field. And Bouvier's run down there. Keys was the one who told me this, and it like just clicked. He's like, Bouvier's run down there because that dude has his suit and he wants it back.
That's fair.
So you always have to balance that. You always have to let them win something. Otherwise, they become demotivated. Which makes pants hard for them sometimes.
Yeah. And because it's so rough, like it's so hard for the decoys to slip the pants.
It is.
Because remember one time with Maui, we had to pull Kevin out of his pants for Maui.
I remember he was on the ground laughing and you're trying to take his pants off.
Oh, that was so funny. But like it's a motivation for some dogs. They need it. And so is that why you try to keep him up more so then they can slip jackets and such? So
he just prefers, so part of it is so they can slip the jacket for him. And he just likes up because so Bouviers love to fight. Like that's their favorite thing. So like you'll see decoys when they start with Malinois and they're like tap, 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 and they're real like no pressure on the dog. And then like a lot of Bouviers, if you do that with them, they'll come off because they're like, this dude's being real static and like this isn't fun for me. I want you to fight me. Like they want to get hit. They're used to fighting cattle. Right. So they want somebody to be
and like, being so soft, then they're overthinking or
they're overthinking and
why am I here?
Yeah, they start to overthink a little bit, and again, they're not his prey driven.
Yeah.
So it's more that the fight is like makes the win exciting to them.
That's fair. Yeah.
So that's why like part of his one was kind of hard because the decoys, like there's
They're
one
not-
decoy.
no, yeah.
I won't name names, but there is a decoy that's very kind of like he doesn't have a lot of presence and he's very static.
Yep.
And Goku has a really hard time with him because he's always like, am I doing?
Always
like,
questioning.
He questions it because he's like, this dude's not like beating the crap out of me. Am I supposed to come off now?
Yeah.
Because they always stop hitting him before we out them.
Right.
So he's like, I must be supposed to out now.
Yeah. And that can create a lot of issues too.
It does.
And like having to pattern the train out of that behavior is even more of a pain in the butt.
And I've got a younger girl, R2D2. She's from the Netherlands.
She's a whole lot more like.
She's a little more. She's more
She
prey.
looks way more fun. Like for me, looking at her, she looks way more fun. But it's because I like that more like
she's
bubbly,
exuberant.
sporadic. And Goku's just your love bug who just wants to make you happy and like do
Goku
whatever you're asking.
Goku's goal in life is actually just to be a personal protection dog.
And he's good at that.
He's good at that.
Yes.
But she's much more like, so Goku is from KMPV and IGP lines.
Yep.
And then R2 is from KMPV and ring lines. So
is that where the bubbly comes from? Like the like personality bubbly?
yeah, because that her
Have
mother.
to be safer on the field.
Yeah, her mother podiumed at Worlds for Mondio Ring.
Right.
Her mother Maki, and her grandmother Lowe's is like one of the top. She was one of the highest scoring KMPV bitches.
Yeah.
And so after I got Goku, I'm like, I really want another one. I want to be able in 10 years to have another work in Bouvier. And Carla, like I said, she's been in Bouviers for 50 years, so you can do the math. And I was worried that she might not be breeding when I wanted another one. So I'm like, the only way I'm going to be able to get the dog that I want, potentially, is I'm going to have to breed it myself. So I went over and I talked to Goku's breeder and I said, Carla, find me. Help me.
And when you have a relationship with like a good breeder, you can do that. And that's a big thing is people need to find good breeders that they can go and meet and greet and like understand what they're getting themselves into. Especially because, somebody who wants a working dog depends on what kind of working dog they want.
There is a lot of discussion in the Bouvier world about what does it mean to be working line.
Really?
So I always go back to how shepherds define it. So it's dogs that are bred for police, military, search and rescue, or bite sport, right? Basically dogs that are bred to search and bite.
Yeah.
And then dogs that are bred to herd are stock dogs.
Yes.
And then they're service dog, right? Because German Shepherds have enough lines they can do that. Bouviers aren't that popular.
I know, so a lot of people probably have no idea what a Bouvier is.
Yes. You can put in like a little
I'll have to put a little picture.
Anyway, so there's a lot of discussion on what does it mean to be working line. And all of us bite sport people were like, no, it means the ones that were bred to bite.
Yep.
And then a lot of the AKC people are like, no, it includes herding, it includes carting, it includes nose work. And that like sets my teeth on edge, not because those aren't good dogs, because they are.
Yeah.
But it's that if you go to if somebody who doesn't know a lot about the breed and doesn't know a lot about sports, because I want a Bouvier to do IGP with, and they go to somebody who breeds for that, they're going to get a dog who doesn't have the temperament, doesn't have the drive, and doesn't have the athleticism.
But they're going to be
to do the sport.
It does.
But they're going to be thinking it does.
And then that's going to drive them away from the breed.
Exactly. And it's
whenever they can't hit goal.
Exactly. It's going to be too challenging, and they're not going to enjoy it. Or the flip side is when you go into a club, especially when you're newer, you haven't recruited. I was lucky that I had titled enough dogs beforehand that clubs were like, okay, yeah, I know who you are, you can come.
Right.
But if nobody knew me,
most
and I said,
people don't have that ability.
Exactly. If nobody knew who I was, and I just walked in and said, hey, I've got this Bouvier, she's from this kennel, I want her to do Mondio Ring or IGP or whatever. IGP clubs sometimes can be a little bit harder to get into because there's more people want to do it.
Yeah.
Mondio clubs tend to be a little nicer.
Well, yeah, we have to be in order to grow the sport and keep people in.
But you take that show dog in there, they're going to give you one chance. They're going to say, that dog doesn't have it, get out.
Yeah.
And then that's going to super demotivate people because they've got people waiting in the wings
100%
to come in. So like I get very passionate about, right? You want a bite sport dog, go to somebody who's proved. Like if you want a conformation dog, you are not going to come to me because my dogs are not going to do well in a conformation ring.
Yeah.
They're too small. They don't have enough coat, right? They're too much angulation in their chest, right? They're within standard, but they're not going to do well in conformation.
They're working dogs. They're not
conformation dogs. And it's like I get very like passionate about that because I'm like, I don't want to use the term diluting, but you are misleading people into thinking.
But it is diluting
that this dog, that this type of dog is something when it is not, and then where this dog is that type.
Right.
And I mean, but there's maybe like 5 of us in the U.S. who actually use Bouviers in bite sports, so it's not like there's people knocking down the door.
I mean, I could see it being a big thing because most people don't know about the breed. And then the little bit that they do, they've probably seen show dogs, and they're like, I don't want a dog with that much hair. I don't want a dog that heavy. Like
they are heavy.
Yeah, and so it's one of those.
They're so cute.
I know. Yeah, I know. They're very squishy, especially when they're babies.
I know.
But like it's education, and so many people don't know it, and then they're scared to ask because they don't want to sound stupid,
or they don't want to insult the breeder.
Exactly. Yeah, it's super hard to find somebody to help you who takes you seriously and that can put you in the connections with the right people.
It is, and that was why I was super lucky when I looked for a bitch. I told Goku, so Carla and I, so she's the president of the North America Working Bouvier Club, and I'm the secretary. And then, I have one of her dogs.
Right.
So she's super nice to me. And so I said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Would you be able to help me? And of course, she was so excited because I was like, I want a bitch to breed. And then I was bringing in, so the U.S., there is almost no genetic diversity in Bouviers because she is the only, and working Bouviers, because she is really the only breeder.
Okay.
So even she had to import some dogs over last year or 2 years ago. But anyway, so I was like, this is what I want. I want somebody who does ring or has done ring. I want fast twitch. Because Goku is a little bit of an asshole. I want somebody who's a little more social.
Mm-hmm.
And I want something that's going to be athletic enough to do the jumps because Goku does struggle on some of the jumps because of the size.
And that's I feel like where Mondio really...
It does, yeah.
Like, because shepherds a lot of times have a really hard time with the jumps. And like boos have a hard time.
They do.
And even like our little border collies that play that are good jumpers.
Yeah.
Like it's because it's made for mouths.
It is. It's made for mouths, and the Palisade especially is tough for him.
Yes.
Because his body is so much longer, and they're a very front-heavy breed compared to Malinois. So once his head is over it, it's hard to pop his back legs on the top.
Yeah.
So he ends up kind of like doing this like
slide down. Yeah. Yeah, and that's pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
But like so what you've learned is, okay, so I need a dog a little bit different. But that only comes from understanding the breed more and knowing more of what you want and how to get it. And now you have the connections to get it. Yeah, so she
put me in touch with 2 breeders, and I talked to them. And one breeder, really good, just, didn't have, there was actually 4 breeders, and 2 of them I decided I wanted dogs from, and I was going to do a co-own with this one. I'm not even going to try and pronounce her kennel name. She's in Norway.
You can send me the name and we'll tag her in the video.
She's in Norway. Really nice dogs. I was going to get a bitch from her, and then I was going to get a bitch from this guy named Anton Timmers. Mm-hmm. So Von Elton's Home is the name of his kennel. And he's super famous in the Bouvier world. But I'm like, he probably won't want to sell me a dog. Or if he does, he's going to do the European thing, and he's going to send me the shit dogs.
Right.
And, but Carla vouched for me. So the lady in Norway, the bitch didn't take, so I didn't get that one. And then Anton said, okay, yeah, I'll send you one. And I said, Anton, this is what I want. And then she picked out the breeders for me, and then he picked out the actual breeding and the puppy, because I couldn't go, because it was during COVID, so I couldn't go over there. That. And I said, Anton, I want to do ring, and I want something social and a little faster twitch than Goku, and not as much sharpness. And he's like, okay, this is the breeding you want. And I said, I want the best foundation bitch you can get me. I want the highest drive foundation bitch you can get me.
Ta-da!
And then All those people who say the Europeans send shit dogs over, he sent me the best dog out of that litter. Like, he sent me the crazy.
But it's because you have
freaking dog. Yes.
And you already had somebody to vouch for you. You already had proof. Like, it wasn't just a fresh out the gate of, I want this dog, and you wouldn't do well with it.
Yeah,
like, he understood you're going to do what you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, we had talked, and he knew, like, he had known me for a while and through Facebook. And, but it was just funny. I'm like, I was expecting to get, like, I was expecting whichever ones he kept in Europe to be the better ones. And then I see this dog, and I'm just like, she's nice. And then I took her out to Kevin, and he's just like, I like this dog.
He does like her a lot.
He likes her a lot. And
we have seen the pictures of how much he likes her.
Yes, and a lot of her siblings are already titled, but they're doing IGP, which...
But you're also working to get ready for your 3.
I'm trying to get her at least to her 2 before I put her in for her 1.
Yeah.
And
because your goal is to do the judging program.
Yeah, so which I need a 3.
Yeah.
So, and she is a much lighter bone dog, so she doesn't have nearly as many problems with the dog.
Yeah, and she's very springy already.
She's super springy. Yeah. But it's funny, I take her places and people are like, that's a Bouvier? And I'm like, I know.
Oh, I remember when you got her, everybody's like,
I think I have a video.
There's that little Mal mix in there.
I know, I've got genetics on her. She is a Bouvier. That color is just a double recessive because both her parents are black.
I know, that's the weird part about it. And weren't the litter mates black?
No, they're all that color.
All that color?
They're all that color.
Oh man, I'm sure when they were born, the breeder was like.
And then the next litter, he bred Maki one last time, and one was black and one was that color, and it was a different sire.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But her first litter, she had her first litter when she was like 3, I think. And then he wanted to make sure that, see how those came out before he bred again. And they were all black. So it's weird.
All right. Just had to tap into that different color.
Everybody likes the color. I like the black, but I'll forgive her.
I think it's different, so I like it.
It's different, and she's easier to photograph. I'll give her that.
She doesn't blend into the shadows.
She does. You can see her at night.
Yep. And so with her, are you planning on breeding her to Goku, or what's your plan?
So the goal is get her title. So she's got all her health tests. They both have all their health testing. He's titled.
Yeah.
Is to breed her to him. And in an ideal world, I'd have a singleton male that was black that had the best of both worlds.
Right. Well, that is
but that's unlikely to happen.
That's a needle in a haystack situation.
I know. I already have, like, I won't even breed her till next, like, maybe mid next year, maybe the year after.
Yeah.
But I'm already have that panic. I'm like, I'm going to have to find people who are going to want, and not just.
I feel like that's going to be the hardest thing.
It is. I mean, not just like working Bouviers, but like crazy old school line.
Yeah.
Like, if they come out, like if they get the worst of both sides, are going to be super fast and want to bite you in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Or you'll get like R2's more social and her speed, but Goku's brain. And I just want to make you happy, mommy.
That's the hard part. So, like, do they match up anywhere breeding wise?
They do.
Line matching?
So they both have that dog Tomba behind them.
So you got a little bit of like.
Yeah. So they're both from the Netherlands. They both go back to. So there is. I can't say the kennel name because I don't know how.
Yep.
Because I do not speak French. But there is a guy in Belgium. His name is Pascal, and he's got a line of ring Bouviers. And he's very successful. So he bred Valier's Bouvier.
Gotcha.
Very, very successful breeder.